Onun böbreğini bana nakletmişler. Sen bir işler çeviriyorsun anne. Ama kokusu çıkar. In the series, a suspicion grows that becomes more dangerous every day. A question begins to haunt everyone. Is Eylül really dead? Or has someone been hiding the truth for years? In the midst of this mystery appears a woman who could change everything. Saliha, the woman Müzeyyen speaks to in secret. But Saliha is not just anyone. She doesn't just ask for money. She knows secrets from Müzeyyen's past. Secrets so dark they could destroy the entire family. And if Saliha decides to speak, the truth about Eylül could finally come to light. Meanwhile, Atesh's rage boils over. Standing before Eylül's grave, she swears revenge. But those words shatter Mercan, because Mercan knows something Ateş doesn't see. The person she wants revenge on is her own father. That weight is destroying her from within. Even so, the pain is so great that it cannot stop Ateş. For Ateş, this is no longer just the past. It is a war that will decide his future. Meanwhile, Burak enters the room where Haydar is locked up. In his hands, he carries only a bottle of water. But in his heart, he carries something much greater: the absence of a father. All his life, he longed to hear just one word: son. Haydar immediately senses this weakness and decides to exploit it. From behind him, he says, "Son." For a moment, time stands still. But Burak already knows the truth. He knows it's all a game. With eyes filled with sorrow, he replies, "I wish I could have called you father." When Burak leaves the room, Haydar reveals his true colors. He coldly says that with just 2 tears, he could have deceived him. And at that moment, we understand something very clearly. Haydar is still as dangerous as ever. Meanwhile, Müzeyyen begins to act increasingly suspiciously. Just as Ateş says Eylül died, the camera focuses on Müzeyyen's face. We then see her secretly go to a house, knock on the door, and hand some things to an unknown woman. This scene leaves only one question hanging in the air. What if he never died? If this were true, it would mean that Müzeyyen has been hiding the truth for years. Perhaps out of ambition, perhaps for revenge against Haydar, or perhaps to keep Ateş by her side. Meanwhile, Mercan disappears from the mansion at dawn. When Ateş realizes this, he completely loses control. He starts yelling at the security guards. But what he is really feeling is something much stronger: fear of losing Mercan. Cemal tries to calm him down, saying that Mercan just went for a walk, but Ateş can't stay still. He immediately goes out to look for her. Elsewhere in the mansion, a secret meeting is taking place. Nermin calls Nesir in the middle of the night. She believes that no one is safe in that house. She tells her that Haydar has been held prisoner for days in an abandoned room and begs for help to get him out. But Nesir's response is cold. She reminds her that she once offered to protect Mercan and that she refused. Then she asks a question that leaves Nermin speechless. What do I gain from this? After that, Nesir leaves without helping anyone. Meanwhile, Mercan is alone by the sea, staring at the waves, battling a guilt that seems endless. When Ateş finally finds her, a silent conversation begins between them. The two throw stones into the sea, and Mercan finally confesses her feelings. She believes that everything that has happened is her fault. She even thinks that her brother Murat's death was also her fault. Ateş tries to stop her. She tells her that the past will always haunt them. But she also tells her something more important: that she is the only person Mercan truly has by her side. But Mercan can no longer bear it. She takes a few steps and suddenly collapses, losing consciousness. Ateş panics, because Mercan's illness could change everything. Later, Ateş makes something very clear. He says that Mercan still doesn't know how Eylül died, and that when the time comes, he will be the one to tell him the truth. He even warns Aslı and Müzeyyen. If anyone else tells him, I will never forgive them. But then something unexpected happens. Müzeyyen claims that Mercan is also responsible for Eylül's death. And at that moment, something historic occurs. For the first time in his life, Ateş looks her mother in the eyes and says, "Mrs. Müzeyyen." With just one sentence, everything changes. Meanwhile, Cemal begins searching for the doctor who might be behind Eylül's death, because Ateş is determined to uncover the whole truth. At the same time, Mercan confronts his own family. He says something no one expected to hear. Tahir and Eylül were just two defenseless children. And then he adds, "Even if my own father is to blame, I don't have a family like that anymore." On the other hand, Nesir tries to find out how Mercan is using his sister. Demet tries to convince him to forget this dangerous love, but Nesir doesn't back down, because he believes that what he feels for Mercan is stronger than anything. Finally, the most painful moment arrives. Ateş confronts Mercan and tells him something that changes everything. Their relationship can no longer continue. For Mercan, it's a devastating blow. But someone else is happy. Upon hearing the news, she can barely hide her joy. But Müzeyyen quickly shatters her illusions. She tells him the truth. Ateş is madly in love with Mercan and will never look at her. Then Aslı reveals the lengths to which she is willing to go. She looks at her mother and says, "Support me, because if Ateş isn't mine, I'd rather die." Meanwhile, Vinas should visit Haydar. With so many secrets coming to light, she proposes revealing her own as well. But Haydar refuses, because he believes that secret could still be useful to him. And finally, the most shocking moment arrives. Aslı confronts Mercan and utters a phrase that could destroy everything. "The real killer isn't Haydar, it's you. Eylül died because of you." These words not only shatter Mercan's world, but could also ignite a storm that will change everyone's fate. Amen.